The career for a college student is often a journey of exploration and discovery, a journey from teenage years to adulthood, a journey from student to professional. For our speaker presenting the student address today, it involved a journey that started in Alabama, headed to Florida, and surprisingly and unexpectedly discovered an opportunity in California. She arrived with an interest in animation and discovered a passion for environment and production design. A passion that sometimes found her ducking security so she could stay in labs a couple hours longer to work on her projects. Our speaker, when students complete my class on perspective drawing, most students say thank you, and they head quickly towards the door in case I have some other assignment to give to them that I've forgotten about. Our speaker, on the other hand, came up and said thank you and said, "Is there an advanced perspective class?" The other students moved away from her. She did find a couple of like-minded individuals that allowed us to run our inaugural section of advanced perspective, and I have a personal debt of gratitude for that. So passionate about her craft that even though it's customary for students to select one of their own to represent them, she has become an integral portion of the community, and they chose her to present the address today. It is with personal honor and great privilege that I present Ms. Britney Thoreson to the stage to deliver the student address.
Thank you, Dave, for telling everyone my secret of how I get my work done. Thank you. Good morning. I have to say that I am honored and thrilled to have been picked to represent this spectacular group of students. Class of 2017, we finally finished. Yes. I'd like to start off by saying thank you to all of the friends and families for coming out to this memorable occasion as you get to join us in closing the final chapter of our college career here at Cogswell College. I would like to thank Brittany Bogle and her staff for putting the ceremony together, and I would like to thank the faculty. Yes, thank you. For their guidance that you have bestowed upon us, and for putting up with us these past few years. To Jeff Jackson, for always knowing the right thing to say at the right moment. To Dave Perry, for being a supportive influence to push my work to its greatest potential. To Weed Renfrey and Emilio, for helping me develop my artistic skill set to where it is now, and to Tyler Carter for mentoring me during my college career and pushing my work to meet industry standards. When trying to decide what to talk about, I wanted to pick a topic that we were all familiar with, but one that not many of us tend to talk about. I want to talk about what it means to have grit. And no, I'm not talking about the classic John Wayne film, but rather the concept of the phrase, to have true grit. Has anyone here heard of a TED Talk? Yes, no, who is this TED person? Well, if you aren't familiar with, TED Talks are conferences where speakers present topics that they feel strongly about, from business to science to art. Now, the talks are pretty diverse, but the one that stood out to me was a talk done by Angela Lee Duckworth, a psychologist and popular science author. So Angela talks about grit, and in part of her presentation, she says, we need to take our best ideas, our strongest intuitions, and we need to test them. She says we need to measure whether we've been successful, and we have to be willing to fail, to be wrong, to start over again with lessons learned. So taking what Angela said and putting that into the perspective of an artist, we need to fall in love with the creative process, and the results will follow. That means dedicating extra time to make your work the best that it can be, even through every Maya crash, right? Every coding error or defective tube of paint. We have to be open to the growth of our art, and the results will be victorious. However, as we all know, the process to get the results, especially for industry standard, is quite the journey all in itself. No one said that this would be easy. We have had days that hold us back from achieving the results we would like to see in our art, our music, our codes, and just in general. From dealing with family issues to financial issues, or just being burnt out from not having a spring break, am I right? I can absolutely say that the class of 2017 has endured it all. As if none of that was enough, we have the constant nagging voice that disrupts our thoughts that every artist hears. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And no, it isn't Dave telling us to fix our perspective lines or Julia saying that our music could be better. It's the voice that tells us we aren't getting any better, so why keep trying? Why even try if there's someone out there doing it better than you? Someone who is bound to get hired while you aren't even worth taking into consideration. Yeah, all of us have had these thoughts. I am haunted by these thoughts. But at the end of the day, it's not stopping me from giving it my 110% on anything. Grit is doing something even when you may not feel like doing it at that moment. If you think I enjoy waking up at 6 in the morning to work one of the few jobs I have, knowing I have a class straight afterwards, you're wrong. But I do it. If you thought that me leaving the comfort of my Alabama home and sacrificing time with my family to come across the country to follow an art career was easy, you're wrong. But I did it. I know I'm not the only one going through such circumstances. And there are students here who will walk across this stage today, coming from different states, different countries, and all walks of life, who left everything they knew and every other career choice to pursue this difficult, demanding field of work. To the students who come from rough upbringings, I get you. To the students who thought quitting would be better than finishing, I was there. And for all the other students who traded the easy-to-follow path for the hard and narrow, yeah, we're still walking that. But to this day, this moment, it's for you. Just getting through college, despite the difficult challenges that life threw at us, is evidence that we have what it takes. We have grit. If we didn't, we wouldn't be sitting here today. We actually finished the unbearable deadlines presented before us. We have endured every critique said to us. And in return, we continue to press onward, always learning, always adapting. And I'll say it again, we have grit. So don't wait until tomorrow, act today. Because for some reason, we think that 99% of our productivity is stored for the next day, and it's not. So quit putting off time to improve your craft. Use that grit stored up inside you to get your bearings in life. Apply for multiple jobs in your field. The worst they can say is no or nothing at all. It's not like they're going to say, oh, by the way, never apply again, you suck. That's not going to happen. Don't let fear dictate your choices. That is where excuses are born, and don't let that define you. Because when innate ability, skills, and talent aren't enough, it's that consistent hard work. It's relentlessness, it's determination, and sheer resilience. Those are the keys in developing that grit that you have, and you do have it. So while you're waiting for these jobs, because some of us have already started, and we know that they're going to get back to us on their time and not our time, find a job. Find a way to make a living. Whether it's getting a job outside of your field to make some cash, or living with your folks while you continue to look. Don't ever be that person that says, I went to a technical art school, and this is where I am, so I guess that's that. No, don't be that person. Always keep producing new material for your craft. You have to keep moving forward. Because seriously, if the opportunity doesn't come knocking, you have to go find it. If your field of work is abundant somewhere else, then move to that location. Talk to people and network. Send your work to industry professionals and get the feedback you need to make your portfolio everything that it can be. Uplift one another. You don't know if the person sitting next to you will be the person getting you your next job. Continue to learn, because learning and innovation go hand in hand. The arrogance of success is to think that what you did yesterday will be sufficient for tomorrow. So take these experiences and these skills you've learned here. Take this mix of passion and perseverance we call grit. Decide what you want and go for it. The only one stopping you is you. Thank you.
Thank you, Brittany. Congratulations. Your work is truly fantastic. I'm looking forward to as you progress in the industry. Let's give her another hand. She's fantastic.